Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, friends, and family. It is an honor for Pacifica Square to host AAPI Heritage Month here at Pacifica Square, alongside with City of Aurora and Chinese American Association Greater Chicago. I would like to welcome some distinguished guests for joining us today. Congressman Bill Foster, Stephanie Kivers, Mayor Irvin, Alderman Shader Bay from this world, and all of Aurora City Councilman member, and Jin Jen from CAAGC. This is our first year host this event, and it definitely won't be the last. AAPI Heritage Month is reserved annually in May to celebrate the contribution that generation of AAPI have made the American history, society, and culture in the United States. It is not only a month to celebrate, but also a time for all of us to actively participate and take action to educate themselves. At Pacifica Square, we pride ourselves to providing a diversity selection of cuisine, shop, and activity. When people think about Asian culture, generally, the first thing that came to the mind is our delicious food. Pacifica Square is a unique Asian-centric destination offering a collection of Asian cuisine. We encourage you to check out some of our store here, experience variety of our Asian culture. We are working to our brand new construction phase 2, which will bring more dining and entertainment, usher with local Asian flavor business, to create Asian themed lifestyle center, a community hub that welcome everyone to eat, play, shop, and socialize. A big thanks for the City of Aurora and CAAGC, all supporters, all organizations joining us here today. This event will not be possible without the help and support for everyone in this community. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And I got a lot of people I would like to thank today. Of course, my wife Ling Ling to support me. And I see a lot of friends I haven't seen a year because of pandemic. And I'm so happy today to see everyone here. Thank you. City of Aurora Mayor Irvin to the stage here and speak a few words.
Good afternoon, and happy Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. We generally celebrate this month during our city council meetings, so I am particularly excited to be here to celebrate with the community here at Pacifica Square. Thank you to Mr. Eddie Nee and his daughter Judy Nee, and Crystal Zhang and the entire Windfall Group for always being such a great community partner with us. Thank you to the Chinese American Association of Greater Chicago for co-hosting today's event. I look forward to future collaborations with the association. As our Asian American community in Aurora continues to grow, we see the expansion of opportunities and the breaking of new barriers, from new businesses and organizations to new leadership, including the election of our first ever Indian American and Southeast Asian elected official to the Aurora City Council, the Alderman of the 10th Ward, Shweta Bay. Let's give her a round of applause. Now, while we are proud of the growth of the Asian American community here in Aurora, what we are not proud of is the growth and incidents of hate and harm to the Asian American community this past year. Now, I join with the President, the Vice President, our federal officials, our state officials, and local community to express my support to the Asian American community. There is no room for hate here in this country, in this state, or this city. Let me repeat that. We must stop Asian hate. There is no room for it. You know, it is through events like today that we shine such a bright light on the magnificence of Asian culture, that it puts all negative sentiments and actions in the dark. We want to stop the hate and love the culture. And as part of this, it is my honor to read two special proclamations on behalf of myself and the City Council for the Asian community. The first, from the Office of the Mayor and the City Council, proclamation for Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Whereas during the Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, we celebrate the accomplishments of Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, and we reflect on the many ways the AAPI community has enriched our country and our city. And whereas today, with courage, grit, and an abiding belief in American ideas, Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders have challenged our nation to be better and have made our Aurora community a much more vibrant place. And whereas the AAPI community of Aurora is an integral part of our tapestry, from education, business, and government to arts, entertainment, and religion, including our own City of Aurora employees, community partners, students, and supporters. And whereas Aurora is proud of our collaboration with the AAPI community through such entities as the First Hmong Alliance Church of Aurora, the Laotian American Association of Aurora, the United Chinese Americans Illinois Chapter, and the Windfall Group, among many others. And whereas Aurora is also proud to be the home of Pacific Square, the largest Asian-themed shopping center in America. That deserves a round of applause. This will be a destination for the AAPI community and all of our communities throughout our nation. Now, therefore, I, Richard C. Irvin, Mayor of the City of Aurora, Illinois, on behalf of the Aurora City Council, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2021 as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in the City of Aurora. If you don't mind, we'll take a picture or two. And one that I am very, very proud is the last one that I read to present today. Now, this proclamation is for Eddie Nee Day, March 28th. Whereas Mr. Eddie Nee, a first-generation immigrant who came to the United States of America at an early age, seeking the American dream. And whereas, although Mr. Nee only had the opportunity to attend school up to grade school, he has always been eager to learn and very ambitious. When he first arrived in America, he worked for Chinese restaurants as he slowly saved enough to open his very own restaurant with his wife, Ling Ling. And whereas Eddie and Ling Ling, and we should bring Ling Ling up to the stage. And whereas Eddie and Ling Ling began to open more restaurants, thereby providing employment opportunities for family and friends and inspiring them to also become entrepreneurs and open their own business ventures. And whereas throughout the years, Mr. Nee has expanded his business enterprise into many different industries, including the kitchen and cabinetry industry, manufacturing, imports and exports, and a real estate development. Wait, that's a whole lot. Let's give him a round of applause. We got to stop, take a breath after that one. And whereas today Eddie Nee is an international multilingual executive with well over 25 years of business experience in China, the US, and Canada, who grew from owning one small takeout restaurant to owning and managing a multi-million-dollar business portfolio with investments and interests across the globe. Another round of applause for Eddie Nee. We got to celebrate that. And whereas Eddie Nee had a vision to build the nation's largest Asian-themed shopping center right here in Aurora, Illinois, and has successfully opened Pacifica Square while becoming a visionary leader in the City of Lights, who give back through generous philanthropy to youth, families, and business communities of Aurora. Now, this is my favorite part. Therefore, I, Mayor Richard C. Irvin, in honor of his dedication, determination, and diligence, do hereby proclaim his birthday, March 29th, the day before my birthday, as Eddie Nee Day in the city of Aurora from this point forward. And I'll ask all Aurorans to join in the celebration of this noble global leader in our community. Let's give him a big round of applause. Woo! Now you know we got to take a picture with this proclamation here. If all the Nee children can come up to the stage. One more round of applause for Mr. Eddie Nee. One more round of applause for Mr. Eddie Nee.
Hello, my name is Jian Zhen, President of Chinese American Association of Greater Chicago. Mr. Eddie Nee, Honorable Congressman Bill Foster, Mayor Ivan, and elected officials, community leaders, and dear friends. Good afternoon, Pacific Square. On behalf of Chinese American Association Greater Chicago, I'd like to welcome everyone to this wonderful celebration event. May is the Asian Heritage Month, recognize the contribution and influence of Asian American to the history, culture, achievement of this country. Chinese American Association of Greater Chicago is proud to co-organizing today's celebration. Like others, the Asian American community has been impacted drastically during the pandemic. However, through this period, people have been helping each other, and many restaurant organizations, including Windfall groups, have donated food and PPEs to frontline workers to show their support. Today we are here to celebrate the Asian heritage, to show our community is stronger than ever. Asian population in Naperville, Aurora is about 15% and 8% respectively. Pacific Square offers a unique, authentic Asian flavor experience here. It's not only improve the life quality of local Asian American residents, but also bring jobs and business opportunities to this area. The Windfall Group is not only investing here, but also helping the business to grow, develop, and sustain. As an example of their positive impact to our community, Mr. Eddie Nee and the Windfall Group set up an annual donation program to the local Chinese school to help the next generation Chinese American to preserve the language and the culture. Another good example is that they bought food and gifts to local senior centers whenever there's a need. We believe the second phase of development of Pacific Square will further goal of creating a vibrant and one-stop lifestyle center, combine shopping, leisure business, entertainment, food to the community. We appreciate the business and organization to co-organizing today's event. It is a big welcome back for people to come to visit Pacific Square. Please enjoy delicious food, cultural performance from our community here, including Chinese, Korean, Indians, Indonesian, Philippines, and Vietnamese. Let's work together to improve the community, make it a better home for all of us. Thank you. It is my honor to introduce Congressman Bill Foster.
Let me say a few words before this. I would like thank you, Zhen Zhen. She's from Chinese American Association, the Greater of Chicago, which is the larger Chinese organization in Chicago Midwest area. And we host this together with the organization and the city of Aurora. It's our honor, and we will have success this year and next year and going forward. Thank you.
afternoon, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Congressman Bill Foster. I'm a scientist and a businessman, and I'm proud to represent the 11th Congressional District of Illinois in the House of Representatives of the United States of America. I want to thank the City of Aurora, the Windfall Group, and the Chinese American Association of Greater Chicago for inviting me to be here with you. It is an honor. I'd also like to thank especially Chen Jian, the president of the CAHEC, and of course Eddie Nee, the president of the Windfall Group, and Mayor Irvin, for all of the hard work that they and the organizations that they've had to do to lead to this event. I'm also proud to represent a district that is so vibrantly diverse and that celebrates its diversity. That makes us all stronger. And the Asian Pacific American community is a major part of that. About 20 million Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders call our country home, including my wife, Suk Byun, a Korean American. And throughout our nation's history, the Asian Pacific Americans have strengthened our countries through their energy, their entrepreneurial spirit, their courage, and their patriotism. Members of the AAPI community add so much to the unique and integrated fabric of the United States. Simply put, America is a better place because of Asian Americans. And I'm glad that we celebrate AAPI Heritage Month and that we have events such as this one to honor and enjoy AAPI culture contributions within our community. I also want to acknowledge that this year has been extremely difficult for the AAPI community. But as your representatives in the United States Congress, I want to affirm my staunch support for the AAPI community in our district and across the country. Just last week, we voted, and I voted, for the House-passed COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act, a bipartisan, bicameral bill to combat the rising epidemic of anti-AAPI hate crimes. This legislation, which was signed into law on May 20th by President Biden, will speed up and strengthen our response to hate crimes by requiring a designated officer or employee of the Department of Justice to facilitate the expedited review of hate crimes and reports of hate crimes. It will also support state and local governments' response with DOJ guidance on establishing online hate crime reporting processes, collecting and expanding education campaigns, and with grants to create reporting hotlines and conduct initiatives to prevent and respond to hate crimes. This law builds on steps taken by President Biden, including on day one, when he signed an executive order to marshal federal resources to combat racism, xenophobia, and bigotry against the AAPI community, and his March 30th announcement of additional steps to combat anti-AAPI hate. And I will continue to do all that I can do to advocate for AAPI safety and security. But to end on a lighter note, it is wonderful that opportunities like this arise that allow us to celebrate the success and the integration of all of our immigrant communities, and especially the AAPI community in our area and in our country. Thank you all. And now it's my pleasure to introduce one of the premier Asian American members of the United States Congress, Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy.
That was a congressional introduction. Thank you. Hey, it's so beautiful to be with you today. I want to observe those 3 rules of public speaking. Be short, be sweet, and be gone. And so I have 3 points that I want to make. First of all, can you give a big round of applause to all the dignitaries that are here taking time out of their busy schedules? I see, of course, Congressman Foster, my pal in Congress, and I see the Mayor Irwin here. I see Stephanie Kiefowit. I see so many other elected officials. Thank you so much for coming. And I want to say a special thank you, of course, to the Windfall Group, Jan Zhang, and the whole Chinese American Association of Greater Chicago. Can you give them all a big round of applause? An Asian American round of applause. I can't hear you. That's better. I can now hear you. Second point is this. I was coming here And, I said, what a difference a year makes. 1 year ago, we had a hard time getting people's attention for the very important problems that have arisen during the pandemic. Not only the health crisis and the economic crisis, but of a crisis of our conscience. The fact that there were so many hate crimes perpetrated against Asian Americans and Chinese Americans and others. But finally, in a year, we have a new president, we have new leaders. You can clap, that's okay. And we have new legislation that became law. And I know that Congressman Foster did an excellent job of explaining the new anti-hate crimes bill. But all I can think of in thinking about this bill and all the other progress that's been made is that old proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And that's why all of us across all communities have linked arms, regardless of race and ethnicity, regardless of where we come from or where we're going, to make sure that we fight hate. And that's what we have to do all the time. Am I right about that? And so with that, I close with my third and final point, which is this. We have much work to do. We have much work to do. We are still in a coronavirus crisis, not necessarily in Naperville and Aurora, which have done a tremendous job of vaccinating its population, but across the world, people still are struggling. And that includes people in Asia. That includes people in my home country of India. I recently introduced legislation called NOVID. It puts an end to COVID. It's a play on words, no more COVID, NOVID. And what it does is it makes sure that America tries to provide resources to vaccinate 60% of the rest of the world's population so that they too can experience the economic recovery and the good health that we do here in America. Are you with me on that? We have to do everything it takes to make sure that we export not only our goods and services, but also our resources to help the rest of the world combat coronavirus. And so in this Asian American Heritage Month, where we are celebrating our heritage, let's make sure that as we celebrate importing perhaps the greatest resources of those countries, namely you and me and everyone on this stage, that we export our help to those who need it. I close with my favorite saying, which is this: yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. And so I'm just blessed to be able to congratulate you, to celebrate Asian American Heritage Month, and to celebrate our communities and our country. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you, Congressman. Next, I would invite all those women, new director of 10 World, which are at Pacific Square World. And I would like to invite her to the stage. Shut up, be. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of all the residents and businesses of 10th Ward, I proudly welcome you all. I'm very happy our Mayor Richard Irwin, all the aldermen here, Alderman Hartburns, Alderman Warman, Alderman Jenkins, Alderman Garza, Alderman Buggs, Alderman Doniel are here with us to celebrate with all the respectable dignitaries. Please welcome them here. I want to congratulate Mr. Eddie Nee from the Wendell Group for phenomenal work in Aurora. The Chinese American Association of Greater Chicago and all the business owners and guests, I want to welcome everyone on this special occasion. As we all know, May is the Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. It is to celebrate and recognize the contributions made by generations of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders who have enriched America and are instrumental in its future success. With immense pleasure, I want to welcome every one of you to this great location, Pacifica Square. What a great way to spend fun time with your family and friends. You can shop here and eat at one location with so many selections available. We are thrilled to see you here, and your presence makes us all very happy. I want to invite everyone to the 10th Ward, which has so many opportunities to grow. It is my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to all of you. I congratulate all the new business owners and everyone on the Asian and American Islander Pacific Islanders on the Heritage Month of May. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you. So I would like to invite Stephanie Kieferwood.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Stephanie Kifwade. I'm a state representative for the 84th District, where you are all in today. So thank you all for coming out. And I want to thank our host, Eddie Nee, and the mayor, and everybody else for putting on this wonderful event for Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Recently, the state of Illinois and the House, we passed a law to include the importance of Asian American history in our classroom, because we need to understand that America was built on diversity, and the essence of that diversity to our history that is so important for our children to learn and understand and embrace. The state of Illinois is committed against hate and commit to do all we can to eliminate hate crimes against individuals that make our country, our state, our city so wonderful. I have a unique perspective. I actually lived in Japan, Okinawa, Japan, for a year. I've been to Korea, Seoul, Korea, and a couple of years ago I visited China, Beijing, and ended in Shanghai. And I have to say that my love for the Asian American culture is amazing, and I can't wait to visit and to get all the wonderful food that you guys have in your heritage. And I just appreciate all the culture, and I appreciate the depth of your of the culture and your countries, and I just think that this right here, this area really embraces what America is about, what our state is about, and Eddie Nee embraces it as well. When you work hard and we work together, we can do great things. So thank you all very much for coming, and have a wonderful Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stephanie. Next, I would like to invite District Director of Illinois State Representative, Haiti.
Hi, everyone. My name is Haley Evans. I'm the District Director to State Representative Barbara Hernandez. She's in Springfield today, so she sends her regards that she couldn't make it. But thank you for having me for this Asian American and Pacific Islander celebration. This month and always, we celebrate and honor the culture, history, and achievements of the AAPI community. This AAPI Heritage Month, we are provided with an opportunity to further educate ourselves on the rich history of our Asian American and Pacific Islander neighbors and their contributions to our community. It is an important month for us all. As years go by, we see more and more representation for Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders across many different fields. This past year, the United States voted in the first South Asian and woman vice president. Kamala Harris now stands as a figure of hope for women, people of color, and the AAPI community for more diversity in leadership roles. While there are still many steps to take for diversity in our workforces, we must continue to denounce hate and discrimination in all forms and recommit to the fight for justice and equality. Thank you for having me here on behalf of Representative Hernandez. Our office is an ally to the AAPI community, and we stand against discrimination, racism, and xenophobia of the Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. We are always here for support or any resources the AAPI community may need. I'm happy to be here today to observe AAPI Month. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Next, I would like to invite Paul Liang. He is the first Chinese American elected of city councilman, city of
Hi
Naperville.
everyone. My name is Paul Liang, and as Eddie says, I'm a recently elected Naperville City Councilman. I wouldn't hold that position without the tremendous support of the Asian American and especially Chinese American communities. Thank you so much. Heritage is something that is passed from one generation to the next. And in the case of Asian and Chinese American culture, this is something that is so valuable, whether it's history, language, culture, tradition, and so on. It is really the foundation of everything that I hold dear, everything that I'm proud of, and all of my accomplishments. So I hope you embrace this and pass this on to future generations. As stated earlier, I'm the first Chinese American to hold any office in Naperville, and now I'm the first Chinese American to be a Naperville City Councilman. I'm very proud of this, and I hope this inspires additional Chinese Americans to step forward, step up, to lead and to serve. To sum up, especially in this time of difficult Asian American hate, I am so proud to be a Chinese American. I am so proud to be an Asian American, and I'm so proud to be American. Thank you.
Thank you. Our event will not be possible with the community leaders. I would like to invite a few of them come to the stage. Ms. Nancy Chen, 张秀贤女士 Mr. Gary Chen, 陈建明先生 Mr. Sam Huang, 黄宝章先生 Mr. Tony Hu, 胡小军先生 Miss Linda Yang, 杨巴玲女士 Mr. Stanley Zhou, 周建刚先生 Mr. Jamie Lee, Jason Shi, Xi Jian. Please come to the stage. Ms. Nancy Chen, Mr. Gary Chen, Mr. Sam Huang, 黄宝章先生 胡小军先生 Linda Yang, Stanley Zhou, Jimmy Lee, Jason Shi. Please come to the stage. And I would like to pass the microphone to them to say a few words to us, please. First of all, I'd like to introduce Nancy Chen.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Jen, and Mayor Irwin, and all the distinguished guests. It's my great pleasure to join you to celebrate the Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Can we all say Happy Asian American Heritage Month? Can we all say that? Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. It is great to be here at the Pacific Square and Eddie Nee. I mean, it is a wonderful, wonderful thing that you have done, and we thank you. As you know, and just like Congressman Bill Foster said, that it's been a very difficult year for Asian Americans and especially Chinese Americans, because not only that we have to fight against a virus, we have to be fearful of the anti-Asian violence and attacks. So with the pandemic that is coming to an end, I really do hope that our community is going to come out stronger and more united. And I want to take this opportunity to thank all the public officials for your unwavering support. And Mayor, your proclamation was just wonderful. And I want to take this opportunity also to thank our two congressmen, Congressman Foster, who was here, and Congressman Raja, who was also here today, for their introduction, for their support of the Anti-Chinese Hate Crime Act that was signed into law by President Biden on May 20th. So I hope we can all breathe a sigh of relief, but we have to come together and work with everybody. So with that, I thank you for everyone being here and enjoy the day.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Nancy. Now we have some quick remarks with our community leaders as well.
Thank you, everyone, for coming in this event, successful event, and then hope everybody enjoy.
Thank you, everyone, come to the Professor Square.
I would like to introduce Gary Chan. He's one of my partner. He's the owner of Patusha, and he's the president of Hong Kong Club.
Thank you, everyone, and hopefully the Asian American here in the west suburb will still continue our good work here and help the community. And thank you for all the dignitaries and the businesses supporting the community. And together we will do good.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I distinguished guests, Mr. Zheng Zheng and Andy. And I'm glad to be here and again give a speech about those celebrations. I think it's a very wonderful event. And normally those Chinese celebrate and in the downtown Chicago, now more extended to the suburb. And I attended the event the last week. They call I Love Chinatown. But I think that's the one extensions. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all the performers. It's very hard. You prepare. Thank you, everyone.
We love Greater Chicago Chinatown here.
I just say we love Pacific Square.
Thank you. That's most important. I'm coming this side now.
What a great day. What a great celebrations. Thanks to everyone to come out to support the Asian, how to say the name? Pacific Square celebration and your light. And thank you very much for everybody come out to support AD&E. Thank you all.
大家好今天我们在这里在太古广场参加这个亚裔月，这个是对我们西郊的华人是一个非常好的一个活动。所以说那个特别是 Gary 香港市场的董事长跟那个 Eddie， 我相信他们会带给我们西郊的华人更好的服务，更好的发展。谢谢。
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Jason. I'm from Richland School, which is been local for 30 years. So thank you, everyone, for coming here. It's a great way to kick off summer. And also, please do not forget to support our wonderful business. I just meet Michael there. He has great KTV there. Hey, Michael, welcome. Free ads. And the hot pot here with Nan was very great. So everyone, please support our community, bring our community together. Thank you.
Well said. We now actually, before we're going to invite our new business owner coming out, I think Mayor Aaron wants to give us a final remark.
Thank you very much. Now, I appreciate all of the credit that we get here in the city of Aurora, and that specifically that I get for a lot of the development we do. But I don't do this on my own. We have a city council that's a legislative body that actually makes things happen. And every alderman that stands on this stage supported this development here at Pacifica Square. You already met our 10th Ward newly elected alderwoman, Sweta Bain. And I'd like to make sure we point out some of the other aldermen that we have here with us as well. Wani Garza, the 2nd Ward alderman.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. And really, this is a great opportunity for us to know better the community, all cultures. So we have as multicultural, but this is a fantastic event. And this is a fantastic opportunity for me, like me, Mexican, to understand better you guys and taste all the food. Thank you. Thank you for coming to Aurora.
Thank you so much. You don't look like Mexican.
Now we have one of our senior aldermen here that has been on our city council for over 30 years. Matter of fact, was the first African American ever elected to our city council, and that's our 7th Ward alderman, Shakita Hart Burns.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon to all of you all. We plan to shop and park and do what we need to do. We know how to do it. We coming here to shop, and we're going to get all our necessities here because Mr. Lee has made that all possible. I'm so grateful to know him and his wonderful daughter, Paula. I'm just so grateful to be here. And I can tell you one thing, when you walk in the doors, you're going to get something good. Let's make it happen.
Absolutely. We also have our 9th Ward alderman, it's a ward right next to this one, Alderman Edward Bugg.
Thank you, Mayor Irvin. I just want to welcome everyone to Pacifica Square. This is that Mr. Nee is hosting, and we thank Mr. Nee and the Nee family for really in being partners here in Aurora. So thank you. Have a great time today and enjoy the weather.
Thank you very much, Ed Bug, Alderman Bug. We also have here our Alderman of the 4th Ward, Bill Donnell.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate you inviting me out today. What a wonderful event. And I want to thank Eddie Nee for his vision of what we've created here, a unique Asian experience. And I want to thank not only the mayor, but the rest of the city council, because we came up with a very innovative way to finance this and make it happen. And so we're trying to find new ways to make wonderful stuff like this happen. So I can't wait to come back and try every one of these restaurants. Thanks so much.
All right. Then we have our newly elected Alderman at Large of the whole city, Ron Warman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Eddie, thank you very much for having me today. Thank you for everybody coming out. This is a wonderful event. This is a wonderful thing for the city of Aurora. Welcome to all the small business owners that are here. Good luck, and everybody, let's make this work. Everybody got here and support these folks. They deserve it. Everybody works hard. This is a great asset to our community, and look forward to many, many visits here in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have 2 Aldermen at Large. Finally, our senior Alderman at Large, Alderman Sherman Jenkins.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. We want to let you make sure that you know that Pacifica Square is part of a greater area here in our Route 59 corridor. Many of you know who shopped out here, who know how vibrant this has been. And to have this here, Mr. Nee, for you to do what you're doing here is one of the best things that can continue to move us forward. Congratulations. Let's all come out, shop, and support Pacifica Square. Thank you.
Let's give it up one more time, Pacifica Square and the City Council of the City of Aurora. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I see we have a few more important people, significant community member join us today. Jason Lee 林建生先生，捷林 Hotel 的董事长刚刚上来了。Eddie， 你介绍一下吗？
林先生，他是属于我们华人的这个 national leader， 还不是 local 的，所以今天很荣幸他回来芝加哥，我们请他讲2句，好吧？
那我们就 ribbon cutting 了。Let's go to a ribbon cutting process, and also I'd like to invite all the co-hosts of this event. 所有协办单位的负责人都请到台上来。我们现在要见证一下 ribbon cutting.
In addition to all the co-hosts, I would like to invite all the Windfall Group member come up to the stage. 所有联丰集团的成员，请你过来一下，请你上台一下。联丰集团的成员 ，Windfall Group member come up to the stage, and I would like to announce the 8 new business owner as well.
东方艺术团的李清常务团长，然后是美中艺术中心的何大全主席，还有哪位？还有是香港会的朱青龙先生。我看到是哪位啊？请到台上来，我们一起来见证一下 ribbon cutting. I tell you the owner.
Yeah, next we'd like to invite representative of the new business here, Value Liquidation Ben Eddie Lee Jr. Can he come up? Chillax Throwing Sport Bar, Danny Ma. Gemini Foot Massage, Annie Sue. Aquarius Gift Shop, Emily Wong. Pho Noodle Anson Liu. Jennifer Hair Salon, we got Sean Lee and Jennifer Lee. Levy Karaoke, Yanan Ja. And last, Tasty Hot Pot, Michael Ye. Please come up when you hear these names.
We can stay here. They cut the ribbon. They go down and cut the ribbon. We stay here. 还想为大家介绍黄杰克先生。
黄杰克是美中创业年会乔治亚州分会的会长。黄杰克从乔治亚州来 support。Mr. Jack Huang is from Georgia, right? All the way down to Chicago and support. Thank you. 还有我们这个海底捞的这个吴总，来讲两句。我们海底捞的吴总特别从downtown Chicago 来这里 support 哈，他带了我们的最喜欢的变脸。
Should I count? You kill me. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations! 恭喜恭喜，發家千金！恭喜大展宏圖，生意興隆！ Thank you everyone. Thank you all the important people, officials, community leaders, business owners. 謝謝各位，謝謝各位。
Can all the member of the Fujianese Business Association stay up here for a group picture, please?
So Andy, Ling Ling, Tony, Mayor, would you please come up? Can you have a picture of Fujian Sanhui, Fujian Business Association? Really quick, 5 seconds. 如果看到会长 Johnny 的话，叫他来一下。Okay? 好的 ，group picture, and then we start the performances. Thank you so much. I think everyone is so excited for the program like this event. We wanted more, so we don't. Want more pictures? Oh, okay. We'll do it after the event. Okay, that's okay. Thank you, Mayor Erin. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
我们中国的国水的表演现在要出来的，来自四川的变脸表演 ，face changing Chinese face changing performance is coming right up. I will clear the stage in 5 seconds.